Hello everyone, welcome to the 6th physics class. Today we will start chapter number 3, force. What is force? Force is a push or pull. Every day we perform different activities like pushing a chair, pulling a rubber band, pushing a heavy bag, and all these actions we apply force to push or pull object. So force can be defined as push or pull. Can be defined as push or pull acting on an object. So this is the definition of force. As a result of push or pull, an object generally moves in the direction of applied force. But sometimes if the object is too heavy, it doesn't move in spite of a large force. For example, if I will try to push this wall doesn't move. Even if I will apply a large force, this wall doesn't move. So push means when an object moves away from us, and pull means when an object moves towards us. Next topic is characteristics of force. Force has two main characteristics. Force is always due to the interaction between the objects. For example, if I will apply force on this duster to move this duster on this surface of this table, this duster just moves because of the force or interaction between my hands and this duster. The second, force cannot be seen, but its effect can be felt. Next topic is effects of force. Let's start. Next topic, effects of force. The first effect of force can change the state of motion of an object, and the second is force can change the shape or size of an object. So let's discuss about first effect. Force can change the state of motion of an object. Firstly, to understand the effect of force on the state of motion, we must understand what is state of motion. The state of motion is described by its speed and direction of motion. And the state of rest is the state of zero speed. An object may be at rest or in motion. Both have the states of motion. So this is the state of motion, and I will perform an activity. You can also do this by yourself to understand the effect of force on the state of motion. I will perform an activity to show the effect of force on the state of motion. Take a ball and place it on the table. Firstly, push the ball which is at rest. You will see that the stationary ball starts moving. Next push the moving ball while it is already moving. If pushed in the direction of applied force, its speed increases, but if pushed in the opposite direction, its speed decreases. Next, hold or catch the moving ball. If you hold or catch the moving ball stops because its speed becomes to zero. Next, place your hand in front of moving ball. The direction of the moving ball changes. So the effect of force is that it changes the direction or state of motion of an object. The second effect is force can change the shape or size of an object. I will perform an activity. Take an inflated balloon. If you will keep this inflated balloon in your hands and press it hard, the shape of the inflated balloon changes. This shows that the force can change the shape of an object. Similarly, if you will try to pull a rubber band, the length of the rubber band increases. And if you will pull a spring, the shape of the spring changes. You can see in this activity, the shape of the spring changes. So this shows that the force can change the shape or size of an object. So we can summarize the effects of force. Force may change the speed of the moving object. Force may make an object to move from rest. Force may change the direction of motion, and force may change the shape or size of an object. Now the next topic is force of friction. To understand the force of friction, let's see what happens when we push a book or roll a ball on the table. If you push a book on the table, it moves and covers some distance, and after some times it stops on its own. Similarly, when you roll a ball on the table, it covers some distance and after some times it stops on its own. The book and ball stops due to the force called frictional force, which is caused by the surface on which both the book and ball are moving. This is called frictional force. Force of friction has two main characteristics. It is the force which acts between two surfaces in contact, so that's why it is also called contact force. And second, it is the force which opposes the motion of an object. Next is causes of friction. Students, the surfaces of all the objects have irregularities, and when an object moves over another object, these irregularities get interlocked with each other and oppose the motion of the object. And to apply force to make an object to move, the applied force needs to be greater than the frictional force. So the next topic is, students, there are two types of surfaces: rough surface and smooth surface. Rough surface like sandpaper, road, mud. Rough surface has more irregularities so these rough surfaces have more friction, and smooth surfaces have less irregularities, so these all have less friction. And smooth surfaces are like glass, ice and oily surface. Now the next topic is types of friction. There are three types of friction. First one is static friction. The second one is sliding friction. And the third is rolling friction. First is static friction. It is the friction between the two surfaces when an object starts from the state of rest. You can observe in this here a book is moving on the table. Here is a static friction because this book starts moving from the state of rest. The second is sliding friction. It is the friction which acts between the two surfaces when an object slides over another object. And the next one is rolling friction. A rolling friction is the friction when an object rolls over the another surface. You can see here this book is rolling over this roller on the surface. So these are the three types of friction, and static friction is more than sliding friction. And sliding friction is more than rolling friction. Right? Now the next topic is advantages and disadvantages of friction. Let's start. Firstly, advantages of friction. Advantages of friction. Students, friction enables us to walk or run on the ground because due to the friction force of the ground or road, we can run or walk on the ground or road. The second, friction enables us to write or hold the things. Like if I will write on this blackboard, just because of the frictional force between the tip of this marker and the surface of this whiteboard, because both have irregularities, so just because of the frictional force I can write on the whiteboard. The third, friction force produces desired amount of heat. In winter, when you rub your palms, your hands become warmer just because of the friction force between your hands while rubbing. The fourth one is friction allows moving objects to slow down or stops when desired. For example, a moving car or cycle can be stopped by applying frictional force. By applying the friction force between the brake pads and the wheels of the car or cycle. Now, next topic is increasing friction. Students, friction can be increased by creating grooves or treads. The treads can be made on the tires and grooves can be made on the soles of the shoes to increase friction. The next topic to increase the friction is applying a coarse substance. Kabaddi players usually apply soil on their hands to increase friction to get better grip on their opponents. Similarly, gymnasts also use coarse substance to increase friction to get better grip on the bars and beams. Next topic is disadvantages of friction. Next is disadvantages of friction. The first disadvantage is friction causes wear and tear. Students, friction causes the soles of shoes and the treads of the tires of the vehicles to be wear out, and also the machinery parts that move in the machines also wear out due to the friction force. So this is the advantage of friction force. The second, friction force produces undesired amount of heat. Sometimes at the high speed, the frictional force produces heat, and the heat produced by the friction force causes the tires to burst out. The third disadvantage is friction slows down the objects when it is not desired. Now next topic is decreasing friction. There are many ways of decreasing friction. First one is applying oil or lubricants. Students, lubricants can make a thin layer on the surfaces, and lubricants can reduce the friction so that the objects move or slide over each other. The second method to decrease the friction is polishing or smoothing. By making the surfaces smooth, the friction can be reduced. And the third way is using a ball bearing or wheels to introduce sliding friction. A heavy objects slide over or roll over other objects easily if its friction will be reduced. So this is all about your chapter. Thank you and have a nice day.